Okay, so we discussed about the alumni program, and we try to answer as much of those questions as possible. So I will go through the list of the team. Would like to start to recognize that a slogan, which is "Students are our universe," should be copyrighted to Robert, but this is what he wanted me to do. Anytime. The first thing is we felt that for the alumni was to better integrate our alumni work and relationship with professional associations. So whatever it's a PRSA or an NRF or the American Association of Museums, and expanding the scope of professional associations that we have, we surely have alumni in those associations, or we would like to have alumni to be connecting to those associations and be able to leverage that more formally. We felt it was something we should be considering. Also maybe linking those associations as we do that right now, but doing even further with students' clubs, right? Another idea was to have a bigger event for alumni exposure when alumni come and they do presentation and they have conversations with students, just not only 1 hour, but a full social event that can take quite some time to put together, but that will be quite important for the students. Also to have maybe alumni participating into our career fairs, whatever they present at the career fairs, they are FIT career fairs or AMC career fairs or FMM, they could be participating there to give a perspective about what it is to work for companies that are with tables in the room, or even another idea is that alumni working at those companies come and represent those companies in those career fairs, so that we can directly discuss with the students about their own experience in working for those companies. We felt that it might also make sense to further the actual involvement of alumni in the management of FIT and in the programs themselves. I.e., according to Lionel, the student who was with us, maybe we should be having alumni in some committees in the students' affairs or the student councils. Maybe also to create a alumni VP position in those students' affairs organizations. Maybe also we want to have alumni during the convocation week, speaking to us and their perspective of what's happening in their industry. Similarly, pushing the envelope further, we might want to have alumni formally represented into the curriculum committees in the various departments, so that we have feedback not only from the advisory boards where we have those alumni, but we have them directly participating into the curriculum definition. And then we came up with some other ideas, kind of some dream ideas or some adding to the list of what I just mentioned so far. We felt that maybe we can, even though it might be pushing the envelope a bit too much, but it's never too much, and it might be creating some questions about it, but a good way to assess the performance of our programs and how the learning outcomes are achieved is to have a perspective from ultimately one of the key clients that we are serving with our programs, which are the people working in those institutions. Do you really make me ready for the careers that I want to pursue? So why don't we have alumni observing some of our courses with volunteer teachers, a kind of a sample course, and then give us feedback on the content that they see in terms of the actual content of the topic, not at all the teaching skills, of course, but the content of the topic, is that aside over learning outcome assessment techniques might give us a good pictures about how do we perform in terms of delivering the right content to the students to prepare them for their careers. Maybe we would like to have some intervention of alumni through a session where they speak about job search and interviews and how to go and find that first job based on their own experience, so that they give some guidance to the students before they leave the door of FIT. And also maybe combining that with workshop on business etiquettes, which some of our students might be needing, right? Lastly, going back to what you mentioned, what's in it for the alumni? Because we ask, for the list of things that we want them to do, it's quite a long list. So money is maybe one thing, the generosity to give back to the community is another thing, but what really motivates many human beings is recognition. So is there any big event like the Oscar of FIT that we create that would be basically pushed and kicked away Fashion Week during the Fashion Week that will be a bigger event than Fashion Week, where we are recognizing our alumni in a not small but pretty subsequent ceremony with a substantial impact in terms of PR for FIT and for the actual alumni. They might be able to recognize that. Lastly, we want to be sure that as we have the alumni and they are leaving us, it's not really so much leaving us, but they go into their career, we have on the top of the data and their data in terms of their name, of course, their contact information, and that we keep constant update on the database. If we don't have a clean, up-to-date database of our alumni, this effort will have no sustainability. And once we have this process in place, then we want to be sure that we had a really strong database marketing strategy on the top to be sure that we connect the right alumni for the right message at the right time in the right sequencing of things, as opposed to kind of a ad hoc approach. That way we should have far more return from the alumni in terms of their intervention. And we also recommend that the Studio X is called Studio L, like library.